Well, I don't know about you all, but that makes me absolutely hyped for this tonight. We have so many plays of the week coming up, too.
So many plays of the week. Bethany, you were at Dallastown earlier and then Hempfield. I was at West York and then York High. All over the place tonight, some great high school football games.
We were absolutely everywhere. Welcome into Football Friday. I am Bethany Miller.
And I'm Jacob Hall. We've got game highlights on deck tonight, but we also introduce you viewers to a Governor Mifflin lineman gone viral.
I cannot wait for that story. When Wingstop tweets at you, you got to see it. Well, a little bit later, that is that story. First, though, let's get underway tonight. Starting first at Garden Spot, the Mounts and the Spartans going head-to-head tonight. We picked this one up in the third quarter. Effort as Braden Brown. He's going to rip off a 19-yard run. He's finally brought down, but that would set up a Caleb Grant 3-yard touchdown. Punches it through. Now the PAT is good, and that ties the game at 14 apiece. So a little bit later, we got the same score. This time, effort as Nate Conover, though. He's going to get that interception. Ooh. Did you see that grab?
Great play.
That play would lead to a field goal. Mounts ahead 17-14, but in the fourth quarter, down to the wire, Spartans Trenton Huber. That's a 17-yard touchdown. Listen to the crowd. That wins the game for Garden Spot. First win of the season. They take down the Spartans take down the Mounts, The final 21-17.
Those two teams always play fantastic games. So Lampeter Strasburg now. The Eagles and Pioneers going head-to-head tonight. LS up 14-7 at the break. Cocalico ground and pound game as Dane Horning slices in to make it 14-14 after the PAT. Still in the third, LS answers. Caleb House calls his own number and powers in 21-14. LS defense stands tall here with a great strip there by Christian Nolt. Lampeter Strasburg downs Cocalico 35-14. The Pioneers, Bethany, 3-0 on the season.
That's incredible. What a game there. Well, one of the great scenes, Friday Night Football in Solanco. The Mules hosting Penn Manor. Scoreless first after a Chris Burgos 60-yard run. That's Johnny Garza's tough inside run. Rips off a 30-yard scoop for the score. 7-0 Mules lead in the second. 4th and 6. Burgos around the end again. This time he's in for the score, makes it 14-0. Look at that shot. Then Comets would try to answer. That's Vincent Henry. He's going to jump the route, and he is going to take this one all the way back. I love this, too. He told our cameraman it was for his mom.
Gotta love it.
It was for his mom. Solanco dominant this Friday night. The final over Penn Manor, 49-8.
And Football Friday just getting started tonight. You voted at home for your winners of our big games tonight, and now we have the results.
We have the results. This first one came down to just 3 votes. You, the fans at home, chose Dallastown to beat Manheim Central tonight. The Wildcats, 50.4% of the vote. As I said, 3 votes more than the Barons. So we're going to see if they were right. We go to Dallastown now. First quarter, no score. It's the Wildcats ball. Cody Kistner finds Jalen Cook in the middle of the field. He's going to rip out to the right sideline. Then I love this. Let's just take the scenic route. Cuts across for the score at 75 yards to the house.
Big play.
First catch, first score. Dallastown up early, 7-0. So let's fast forward to the third. Wildcats up 21-0 on the Barons. Keep an eye on Michael Scott, number 1 down low. Kistner keeps the ball for himself. Pitches it to Michael Scott. Running up the middle. Barons don't even know he has the ball. Michael Scott free for the 38-yard touchdown. Dallastown dominates Manheim Central. The final tonight, 35-0. The Wildcats 3-0 to start the season for the first time since 2016, Jacob.
Big time win for them. Staying in York County as Manheim Township travels over to York High. We pick things up here in the first quarter of this one. Manheim Township quarterback Carson Weiser dumps it off to Declan Clancy. He picks up a few key blocks there and goes untouched into the end zone to make it 7-0 Blue Streaks. The band loving it, bringing in all the energy this evening. Next offensive possession, Weiser finds Taylor Vayu, who runs it into the end zone.
Wow.
It's a 33-yard score, 14-0 Blue Streaks. They were rolling. Now we start things early in the second quarter. It's Declan Clancy again. He takes the handoff, bounces outside, and gets into the end zone. He finished the night with 4 touchdowns, and the Blue Streaks continue to roll this season. Manheim Township blanks York High 42-0.
4 tonight, 3 last Thursday. Incredible. Declan Clancy is running all over this place. Well, our final poll of the night, the fans weighing in, voting their winner of Donegal and West York's matchup. This one, Jacob, it wasn't as close as the last. 75% of you at home said the Indians are taking this game against West York.
Well, let's see if they're right, Bethany. The Bulldogs going for their best start since 2018. And then Donegal, of course, coming off that big win last week over Columbia. First quarter here, West York up 14-8. Isaac Roberts launches a beautiful deep ball to Conrad Beatty, and he does the rest. 80 yards to the house. The Bulldogs up 21-8 at the half. The student section absolutely fired up with what they're seeing. Second half, West York with the football. Roberts throws it across the middle, but it's intercepted by Donegal's Chase Gers. The Indians, though, would fumble on the next play. West York would capitalize. Roberts barrels his way into the end zone on the quarterback keeper. West York improves to 3-0 with a 28-16 win.
These games are just incredible. A battle between two YAIA teams tonight. Red Lion, York Suburban winless to start this season. In the first quarter, Lions ball, quarterback Mason Hollingshead calls his own number. He's going to take the rock 65 yards for the touchdown. 2-point conversion is good. So Lions already up 8-0. You can make that 16-0 later in the second quarter. Hollingshead to Zaire Selby for the touchdown. Another 2 points converted after that. And the Lions would down the Trojans tonight. Red Lion, their first win, 38-14.
Gotta love it. First win of the season for the Lions. Out to Warwick now. Cedar Crest undefeated, while the Warriors looking for their first win of the season. First quarter, Warwick's Thomas Myers. It's a 33-yard pass to Quinn Kerr for the touchdown. 7-0 Warwick early lead. Same quarter now. It's Jackson Shelby for the Warriors here, a safety. The Warriors adding to their lead. They're a great defensive play. The student section fired up behind the end zone there, and Warwick delivers Cedar Crest their first loss of the season as they win 19-3.
The student section behind the end zone,
Gotta love it.
Dominant. Before we head to the break, let's take a trip to Hempfield High School. Governor Mifflin and the Black Knights battling it tonight. Scoreless to start the second. Mustangs driving. Grady Garner bulldozes his way through a defender, shakes off another, and he is off to the end zone for the first score of the night. Governor Mifflin on the board after the 47-yard run. Love the Selly, too. Just before half, Hempfield looking to equalize. Pass, though, tipped right into the hands of the Mustangs, Stephen Mayo. He's not even brought down. Whistle blows. So Governor Mifflin would wind down the clock to halftime, and they're going to seal the deal with the 2-yard score from Garner. The Black Knights, they do fight until the very end. Hempfield puts up a fight. Governor Mifflin, though, victorious. The final 28-3.
Big time win for the Mustangs. Speaking of Governor Mifflin, a viral sensation right in our backyard. Meet the linemen making waves.
I can't wait. Well, week 3 is heating up. Coming up after the break, more action from the Susquehanna Valley. Don't go anywhere.
Gotta love that. The Central Dauphin cheerleaders bringing the energy tonight for Football Friday. Welcome back to week 3 of Football Friday. So many good plays already tonight, and we've got more action on the gridiron.
We do. To the sideline we go. A good one at Central Dauphin East. Undefeateds, Colts and Panthers going head to head in this one. I love the student section themes too. CD East, ball. Leon Parsons takes the handoff, finds a seam. He's going to win a foot race to the end zone. Turns on the Jets. That is a touchdown. So a little bit later, Cedar Cliff with the ball in the red zone. This is Cade Finkboner, powers his way across the goal line, 28-27. So they could tie the game. But their PAT was no good. Wide right. That's what everybody said in the stands, Jacob. CD East outlasts Cedar Cliff tonight. A close one until the end, 28-27.
What a game. At Carlisle High School, a battle to get to win number 1 on the season between Central Dauphin and Carlisle. We pick it up in the fourth quarter here. Rams up 34-0. Handoff here to their running back to the outside for the score. That makes it 41-0 Central Dauphin. And then 1:30 left in this game. It's the Rams again. Dawson Croy collects the handoff and scampers his way into the end zone, breaking a couple tackles in the process, and that's the final there. Central Dauphin, they get their first win tonight, 48-0.
A lot of first wins tonight. I love it. Well, the reigning 1A state champs, the Steamrollers, hosting Halifax tonight. Both teams with the coin toss there. Steel High on offense to start. James Jim Evans runs the ball from the 31-yard line. Sorry, I got a little taken out there. 6-0 Steamrollers lead. Jim in for the score. I love it. Later, it's Steel High's quarterback, Ymir Caesar, runs the ball all the way for a touchdown. Loses all of his defenders in the process. Steamrollers edge out Halifax tonight. The final, 56-7. And our final game of the night, the Blackhawks visiting the Lions. A bit of a delay in this one after an injury, but play would resume. First quarter, Camp Hill quarterback Drew Brandstetter. Look at that throw to Alex Long. Gets Lions down to the red zone. He's at the 8-yard line there. Then Brandstetter gonna call his own number. Jukes a defender before finding his way in for the touchdown. That makes it 21-0 Camp Hill. And the Lions roll to a win tonight over the Blackhawks, 55-7. Well, with the rise of social media, more high school athletes are posting their game highlights online to get the attention of college coaches and scouts. And there's one lineman right in our backyard making waves online. Jacob?
Yeah, that's right, Bethany. Governor Mifflin Sr. Ishmael Ayala Vargas never could have imagined the reaction he would get after posting his highlights this season. Over 2 million people watched his highlights, and he became an overnight social media sensation. When Governor Mifflin's senior defensive tackle Ishmael Ayala Vargas posted his game highlights on social media this season, he never expected it to generate the reaction it did. The post has over 2 million views and counting, and had people from all over the country talking about the Mustang lineman.
It was kind of like just wow, because, you know, it's something that I pray about a lot and I work hard for. It still doesn't even seem real that it didn't even happen.
Becoming an overnight social media sensation has motivated him to raise his game to another level.
Now I actually got to go and perform even better every single game, because now I know that I actually have people watching me.
Standing at 5'7", 315 pounds, Ishmael transferred to Governor Mifflin from Muhlenberg after his freshman year.
And he made a commitment to completely change himself as a person and change himself as a football player to the point now where he's running and moving. He's benching 300 plus, squatting 500 plus. So the transformation has just been incredible to see.
With hopes to play football in college, although Ishmael is undersized for a defensive lineman, he isn't letting that stop him from chasing his dreams.
You don't really see a small D tackle like me. You can't control height. I'm just going to keep doing what I got here. It's hard.
I love, he worked so hard to get better, but he also sounds like just such a great kid, too.
Yeah, such a great kid, like Coach Morrissey said, somebody that's a leader on the team, somebody that other guys can follow, and so some well-deserved recognition.
And he was doing some touchdown celebrations out there tonight. Governor Mifflin, of course, beat Hempfield. All right, we'll have more Football Friday Week 3 when we come back. Well, wrapping up our Week 3 edition of Football Friday wasn't just our Susquehanna Valley teams on the gridiron tonight. The Eagles and Packers, though, Jacob, they're battling in South America.
Yeah, this game is currently underway in Brazil. The Eagles up 31-29 in this one. Saquon Barkley, a great offseason signing, 3 touchdowns in this one. A.J. Brown with another one. The Eagles with the ball late in this one. So, again, a great game, a great start to the season with last night's Ravens game as well.
Of course, and speaking of Penn State, kickoffs continue tomorrow. The home opener at Beaver Stadium hosting Bowling Green, 8th-ranked Nittany Lions, underway at noon. You can watch WJAL tomorrow night at 11 for more. What a great show. For Jacob Paul, I'm Bethany Miller. Join us next week, and have a good night.